What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to episode 2 of love languages and why we actually need to know them. So, in the previous episode, we talked about the 5 love languages in detail, which are acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, and physical touch. So if you haven't watched that episode, please go back and watch it so you can get more info. I'll leave it in the description box below. Now, before we get to know why we actually need to know our love languages and our partners, I want us to know that we all want a little bit of all the 5 love languages. Yes, we all need a little bit of all the 5 love languages. We all want to hear our partners profess their love for us. We want to hear it. We want to hear them, remind us of how much they love us once in a while. We love it when our partner goes out of their way to do something for us, do a service for us. We do love spending quality time with our partners. We do love receiving gifts from our partners, and we definitely do need the physical touch from our partners, especially if you're married. It's a necessity. And so the only difference is that we have different primary love languages. So we want a little bit of everything, but there are those that we actually want more of. That's why we term them as primary love languages. In the same way we know different languages, and some people are linguistic, they know more than they know more than 3 languages. So the same way, when we speak, we have a primary love language. For some people, it's their mother tongue. For some people, it's the official language. And for some people, they're fluent in actually many. But there's always that one language you can easily express yourself in. That is why it is termed as a primary language. And that is the same analogy that applies to love languages. We love a little bit of everything, but there are those that make us, feel more wanted and more needed. There are those that make us feel more fulfilled. So here's why we need to know our love languages and our partner's primary love languages. Knowing your primary love language will help you articulate your needs to your partner and get out of the guesswork, which is something we women commonly have. We usually want our partner to think and know what we actually need without telling them. And we forget that they are not supernatural. They are human like us. You sitting there and you're in need of something and you don't say it out doesn't mean that they're going to think about it and then give you what you actually need. So you need to know your primary love languages so you can let your partner know what you actually need them to meet. That helps us do away with the whole guesswork and the whole games that we usually play, and believe you me, it reduces the amount of stress that might have been caused by that. And knowing your partner's primary love language also helps us identify and meet their needs, because if you actually don't know what they need, chances are you're going to be hitting a miss, and you won't actually be understanding why they're not responding as you expected them to respond to what you're doing for them. I'll give you an example. In the previous episode, I mentioned we struggled a little bit at the beginning of our marriage, and that was because I didn't know my partner's primary love language, and neither did he know mine. So I was expressing my love for him in my primary love language, which is acts of service. I was basically out here doing a lot of things for him, which he actually didn't need. I was busy doing a lot of cleaning, this and that, and it doesn't mean that I'm not doing cleaning, but I was busy coming up with new recipes. I was busy doing this and that. So because he was not giving me the response I was expecting, we started bickering. I got pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm doing all this and you're not showing any appreciation, and yet he was showing appreciation but not the one I expected of him. So we had to talk about it. And at the end of the day, he's like, but why in the first place, why are you even doing all that? I don't need it. I don't. And I was pissed because it hurt. But being the intelligent woman that I am, I had to sit back and I had to go back on the drawing board and identify what he actually needs from me, what he actually needs me to meet. So that is exactly what I did, and from that day on, we don't do any bickering anymore, because now I know what he needs. I know what his primary love language is, and that is exactly what I give him. And dude is happy. He knows what I need, and that is exactly what he gives me, and I am happy. So it helped us do away with the guesswork. So that is the whole reason as to why you actually need to know your partner's love language. You do away with the guesswork, you do away with the stress, and you have better chances of scoring in your partner's books. And yes, in summary, that is why you need to know yours and your partner's love languages. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you already know your love languages and your partners. And I'll see you in the next one.